Woo, doggy. What is going on, everybody? I hope y'all are doing phenomenally well today. I'm out here enjoying this beautiful day. And I had a question posed to me the other day that said, Clifford, when I'm making all these cold calls, how do I keep up with people when they're calling me back and I don't have their information? And I might forget them if I'm following up with them every couple weeks or so. So, phenomenal question. And if you don't know, this is a must have resource when it comes to real estate investing and building your business. And that is a CRM, and it stands for Customer Relation Management System or something along those lines. Um, Now, there are tons of CRMs out there that you can utilize. The one that I am taking advantage of in my system today or in my business today is Podio. So Podio is a CRM system that I recommend. It is a great system and it's free. So if you have a low marketing budget and you're just getting started, it's free to get an account and set one up. Now, you will have to start paying when you have over 500 leads in your system, and that's a whopping $25 a month. Okay, so even when you have to pay and you start scaling, it's not going to break the bank or break the budget. So that's why I love Podio. And another reason why I love Podio is because it allows you to integrate everything. So you can create follow up sequences and you can customize it just for you and your business. So that's why I like it. And I'll kind of give you an example of what I have in my CRM so you'll know. So when you sign up with Podio, let me do a screen share here. So let's hop over here. This is Podio. I've already logged in, but you'll go on here and you'll create an account. Now, when you create an account, you'll go in here and you'll have different workspaces. So you'll create a new custom workspace and say for cold calling leads, RVM leads, Facebook leads, etc. You can do that. I have mine broken down into separate categories like that, so that way I'm able to keep up and track my marketing. But you don't have to. You can just have one that says leads. And who goes into this Podio system? Let's start there. So anybody that is looking to sell a property within the next year. So if I talk to them, if one of my team members talk to them and they say, yes, I'm looking to sell, excuse me, I'm looking to sell in the near future, then they go in here. So when you pull your data, you're not putting your data in here. You're not putting those thousands of leads in here, only the people that want to sell. And so when you set up your account, they're not going to have any of these up here. This is what they call apps. So you'll go to the App Store. And now for my geeks that that love, all the digital stuff, the back end, you can create a custom app specifically for your needs. If you are like me and you're not tech savvy, you can go on here to the app market and literally whatever industry you're in, projects, it doesn't matter, but you can go in here and put real estate investing or real estate. And now you have these bundles that you can get, these real estate investment bundles that come with most of the apps that you're going to need for real estate investing. Okay. And I'll kind of go through some of the apps that I have. So, number one here, of course, is seller leads. And this is an example. You'll go in here, you'll input it, and this is what they'll have: the property address. You can put their name, their phone number, their email. You can put the status on here, and you can fully customize and change this up too. So, not contract, contract in progress, I booked appointment, I made an offer on them, under contract, etc. Lead source, where it came from, street view of the property, any notes. Whenever you're talking to them, this is extremely important. You want to have as detailed notes as you can when it comes to that property and about that seller. So if you're talking to them, they're going through a divorce, they're having a rough time right now, then you can put all those details in the notes. So when you follow up with them, hey, Mr. Seller, how's everything going? I know that you were going through that divorce and kind of struggling. So I wanted to just check in with you, see how everything was going. It's amazing how much of a positive response you get when you make references to something that y'all had a conversation about. The asking price and just little details about it. Is it occupied? Do they have a tenant in there, owner occupied, vacant, etc.? This is what I was referencing, a drip sequence that you can also integrate. So every 2 to 3 weeks, I do recommend you follow up with a lead, and you can send them an email, you can send them a text message, a ringless voicemail, have another phone call with them. And what's great is you set these reminders. So I have definitely, these are just some that I had: hot lead, call, follow up, hot follow up, whatever. And you can assign this to a person on your team. You can set a reminder to get an alert so they'll get an email when it's time to follow up with the seller. Okay. And you can modify the template. So in here, they have so many different things that you can completely customize and just drag over here. One that I actually have in my system that's not on here is links. So I like to put the call rail recording. If they called in and we have a recording of the conversation, I like to share those links so that way we can always go back and reference those. You can change the statuses here. You can add one. So now it's a cold lead, hot lead, contract, whatever you want to put in here. So this is really nice, and it's part of the reason why I love Podio. So contacts and leads, they kind of go hand in hand. It'll just put their contact information in there and their name. You can keep track of appointments that you have. Offers that you make is extremely important when it comes to tracking your KPIs. You're going to want to know, okay, I made 10 offers today, only one of those were accepted. Different streams of marketing that you're doing, drip sequence. Now, the marketing isn't really a must. The drip sequence really isn't a must. These are just some that I have on mine that I utilize. Cash buyers, when you start building out your cash buyers list, you can have it here. You can put all their information. You can put details about them, their phone number. So when you have properties available, you can send those deals to your cash buyers. I actually have 2 cash buyers lists. I have a VIP cash buyers list, and this is for everybody that I have closed the deal with before. And you're going to actually come to find you're only going to normally work with about, I don't know, 20 or 30 cash buyers. Ironically, it just kind of works out that way sometimes. And then I have a massive cash buyers list that has like 2,000 cash buyers, where if they bought a deal cash, in the state, in the area, I'll have that list as well. So if nobody on my VIP buyers list buys it, then I'll send it out to them. Closings is really nice because it allows you to keep track of the contracts in there that you can put in there, the scheduled closing date, and all that good stuff. Rehabs is also a category or an app that I have because obviously I'm doing rehabs, and it's nice for me to keep track of it. So you don't need this right now unless you're doing it. And even if you're not a wholesaler and you're only doing rehabs, I still recommend you utilize a Podio system because it allows you to stay organized and keep track of everything. So when you get a property under contract, for example, there's so many moving parts. I want to make sure I have a copy of the contract. I want to make sure I know the closing date. Did I line up my funding for that deal? Did I cut the utilities on for that deal? Did I get the insurance? Have I gotten repair bids from contractors? Things of that nature. So I'm able to keep track step by step. And then lastly, realtors. Obviously, I work with a lot of realtors just from networking that send me deals and things of that nature. So as you start building out these relationships with realtors, you can start keeping their information here as well. So remember, it doesn't have to be overly complicated. The one that you must have that I highly, highly recommend, it's not questionable, is get your seller's lead app. Okay, just so that you can keep track of everything. And you can even post your contracts in this seller's lead app. You can post your offers in there that you've made. That's one thing that I like to do. I like to have a copy of the contract in the Podio system. Should something ever happen, we'll have that contract backed up here. Whenever they close and we have the HUD statement, we'll go back and put it in the seller's lead. So we'll have that for our records as well. So that's, y'all, is kind of how my Podio is set up. And I highly recommend you keep track of this. You will not hear me say many regrets that I have. One regret that I have is not doing this sooner. Okay, when I first started, I was using yellow pad note papers. My wife actually created me some little sheets that we were calling lead forms that I would just write all that information out of. So when it comes to scaling and actually growing your business and taking this seriously as a business, it is a must that you have a CRM. And I hate that I didn't do that sooner, because I can't imagine how many leads that I let fall through the cracks. But that's okay. Y'all learn from my mistakes. Go and set up any kind of CRM. It doesn't matter. And follow up with those leads. Y'all take care.